This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video I'll take a look at the possible new shooters for the Preakness Stakes. And if you're interested in my annual Triple Crown Series full cards, you'll find them at the runawayhorse.com on my shop page. I had plenty of success with my Oaks and Derby Day full cards, and I shared those highlights in my last Preakness video yesterday, so you can watch that one if you missed it. And the Preakness is my hometown race, so I've covered it for many years. I've been doing these Preakness Day full cards since the 1990s, and my recent Preakness race highlights are on the screen now. And you can see in 2015, I had the trifecta with American Pharaoh winning the race. 2016, Exaggerator was my top choice. He won it. I had the Exacta and Superfecta. In 2018, I had the Justified Bravazzo Exacta with the trifecta and Superfecta. In 2021, I had the Rumbauer Midnight Bourbon Exacta with the trifecta and Superfecta. In 2022, my top choice Early Voting won it at 1320, had the Exacta and trifecta. In 2023, my top choice National Treasure stole the race on the front end. I had the trifecta and the superfecta as well. And this year I will be covering Black Eyed Susan Day and Preakness Day full cards at Pimlico on May 16th and 17th, and also multiple Belmont Stakes week full cards at Saratoga, including Belmont Stakes Day on Saturday, June 7th. You can go to the runawayhorse.com on my shop page if you're interested in my Triple Crown season products, and I will include a link to that shop page in the video description below. And as I said, I've been offering these Triple Crown Series full cards for many years, since the 1990s. Off to a good start in 2025. Let's see if we can also hit the Preakness Stakes this year. As for the field, your Kentucky Derby 1-2 finishers, Sovereignty and Journalism, they remain possible for the Preakness Stakes this year. So we're going to expect a decision within the next couple of days on whether they actually will participate in the second jewel of the Triple Crown. Now, one Kentucky Derby starter has been confirmed for the Preakness, and that is American Promise for trainer Wayne Lukas. And Lukas has won the Preakness 7 times, including the last running in 2024 with Seize the Gray. And his Derby also runs have improved at Pimlico more than once. So look for possibly American Promise improving. Its second start after a layoff, he was off for prior to the Derby. The Derby was his first start in 7 weeks. So I think that a horse like American Promise, after running in that Derby, we've seen Lukas improve horses before. Second after the layoff, he might go better. And now we'll look at some of the new shooter angles for the race. Now, since 1980 in the Preakness, we've had 12 new shooters win the Preakness. That was horses that did not compete in the Kentucky Derby. Those winners were Codex, Aluma's Ruler, Deputed Testimony, Red Bullet, Bernardini, Rachel Alexandra, Cloud Computing, Swiss Skydiver, Rumbauer, Early Voting, National Treasure, and Seize the Gray. Now, this didn't used to be a strong angle. Horses exiting the Kentucky Derby would dominate the Preakness for many years, but the last 8 years things have started to change. 6 of the last 8 Preakness winners were new shooters that did not compete in the Kentucky Derby, including the winners in 2020, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So the last 5 years, new shooters have won the race. So running in the Kentucky Derby is no longer a requirement or a strong angle for the Preakness Stakes. That's something to consider. Even if Sovereignty and Journalism do show up, some of these new shooters, they're going to be fresher. Now, obviously, if Sovereignty and or Journalism show up, and then we also have American Promise, they'll be coming back on 2 weeks rest. And these horses that did not run in the Kentucky Derby, they're going to be fresher. And this fresh angle has been going strong in the Preakness Stakes recently. And also, when you're playing trifectas in the Preakness, top 3 finishes by new shooters. Last year, Seize the Gray was the only one that didn't run in the Derby that ended up finishing in the top 3. In 2023, National Treasure and Blazing Sevens, they finished first and second. They were new shooters. In 2022, we saw Early Voting first, Creative Minister at 10-1 third. Rumbauer was the only horse to not exit the Derby in 2021. He won the race at 11-1. Swiss Skydiver was first at 11-1, and Jesus' team third at 40-1. New shooters there. 2019, we saw Everfast second at 29-1, and Owendale third at 7-1. So as you can see, horses that did not compete in the Kentucky Derby have done well in the Preakness in recent years. Now we have multiple new shooters possible for the Preakness Stakes this year. So let's look at those horses and see what their chances are in the Preakness. Now, Clever again for trainer Steve Asmussen. This horse was the winner of the Hot Springs Stakes as my top choice at Oaklawn last time out. He beat Bob Baffert trainee Gaming that day. That was a good effort, and Steve Asmussen's won the Preakness 2 times. So he typically will point to the Preakness Stakes and the Undercard Stakes every year. He usually has multiple live runners. And Clever Again, lightly raced on the improve, and he did win that Hot Springs Stakes at Oaklawn last time out, but obviously the Preakness, he's going to be facing better horses. Heart of Honor, he was your UAE Derby runner-up. He's supposed to ship into this country and run in the Preakness. Now, the negative thing going for him is the UAE Derby winner, Admire Daytona, did run in the Kentucky Derby, and he finished 19th. The Heart of Honor would definitely have to run a big race, but he will have more time between starts than Admire Daytona did, and the Preakness is probably not as grueling of a race as the Kentucky Derby was for Admire Daytona. Now, Gosger, this one is your Lexington Stakes winner, and he was my top choice in that Lexington Stakes. I like him. He's lightly raced. He's on the improve. He can move forward again, but he's going to be stepping up and facing a tougher field here. Now, Pay Billy is the local hope. He won the Federico Tessio Stakes at Laurel Park in his last start. I went to Laurel and watched that race. This is a horse I've always liked. He's in good form. That was a Preakness win and you're in, that Tessio Stakes, so he qualified for the Preakness. His connections say that they're going to give it a shot. He is a talented horse, but he's one that he's going to need to run the race of his life and run faster to beat a field of this quality. Rodriguez, for trainer Bob Baffert, if he does run in the Preakness Stakes, he would be a big contender. Now, he had a mild foot bruise for the Kentucky Derby, and they had to scratch him out of that race. He won the Wood Memorial going wire to wire from the inside post, and he would be a dangerous pace presence if he does run in the Preakness. National Treasure comes to mind as a Bob Baffert trainee that had speed, that was able to get out there and control the pace and win the Preakness. And Baffert has won the Preakness Stakes 8 times. So he typically brings horses to the Preakness that are live, and Rodriguez would be a live, early pressing threat. And if he can get out there and control the pace and we get a speed favoring track, watch out for Rodriguez. He's got the talent to go wire to wire. And then River Thames is the other horse that is the fresh face in here. There could be others, we'll have to see, but at this point in time, the horses they're listing as possible for the Preakness, this is the group of the new shooters plus the 3 horses from the Derby that are still possible that I mentioned. And for River Thames, he was second in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Now remember, he was only a neck behind Sovereignty that day, and then he was 3rd in the Bluegrass Stakes. Now he's one that he did not race as a 2-year-old, and then he had a lot of races crammed into a short time frame trying to get him ready for the Derby. He did have enough points to run in the Derby, but his connections decided to have more time between starts, let him mature a little more, let him have some time. The Derby would be too tough for him, and they would target the Preakness. Now, he does have tactical speed, and this is a rare Todd Pletcher Derby starter, a Preakness starter, because typically in the Derby, his horses will run, and then they'll skip the Preakness and run in the Belmont. But for this horse, since he did not run in the Derby, Pletcher has a fresh horse for the Preakness this year. And I like his tactical speed. Like I said, he's got tactical speed. He's got some stakes ability with that 2nd in the Fountain of Youth and 3rd in the Bluegrass Stakes. So he's one that maybe at a bit of a price you might want to consider in your wagers. So that's a look at all of the new shooters possible for the Preakness at this point, plus the 3 Derby horses that may run with American Promise in, and then Journalism and Sovereignty. They're still deciding if they're going to run or not. And I'm going to keep coming back each day and updating on my YouTube channel more Preakness videos. So keep checking each day. I'm going to have a new Preakness video out each day. And don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. Our channel continues to grow. Over 130-some thousand views the last 28 days. Every day I check in on these videos, I keep getting more views. Now we're up to over 130,000 views for the last 28 days. So hopefully we keep growing. We have a lot more subscribers, and we're just going to keep rolling with these Triple Crown Series videos. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.